Hello,
Hi, welcome to Modern Medieval, the podcast. I'm Ello.
and I'm Megan. Hello, I have a question for you. What do you call a medieval airplane builder?
No idea.
Aerosmith.
Megan, I've got one.
Okay.
I like my pasta the way I like my medieval Italian literature.
Soft.
Al dente.
What do you call a medieval spearman who is self-employed?
Not sure.
A freelancer. Hi, everybody. If you haven't picked up on today's theme, we're going to do a quick and carefree episode on medieval puns and jokes.
Yeah.
Because I, Megan, have unfortunately tested positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah, poor Megan.
I am currently on day 3 of official isolation and day 6 of including self-isolation. Excuse my raspiness. This is one of my COVID symptoms, which thankfully are quite mild. But I'm a bit spacey, so this is the most extreme in regards to medieval academia or podcasting that I can do at the moment. So, but hopefully you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
Ello and I have gotten a few laughs.
We definitely have.
Today we're taking our medieval jokes from medievalists.net's feature medieval jokes because these were good ones and they come from a source and have a nice spicy variety. You know, we've talked about this, that medieval humor usually seems to be very scatological, like fart jokes and poop jokes, bodily humor. And that's definitely true, but we're going to give some others that are a little bit more akin to contemporary jokes, kind of like your mom jokes.
Fat jokes.
And then some just witty jokes. And the source material that these medieval jokes are coming from is from one of the best known joke books of the Middle Ages. So joke books did exist. And this is known as the Facetiae by Poggio Bracciolini. So he lived 1380 to 1459. And Poggio was an Italian scholar who spent most of his career working for the papacy. But he also wrote on a number of topics, including jokes. These were commended and passed through history. And because they parallel contemporary jokes, we thought this was a good modern and medieval.
Agreed.
Fusion. So, Ello, why don't you start us off?
So, the abbot of Septimo, a very fat and corpulent man on his way to Florence one evening, inquired of a peasant he met, "Do you think I shall be able to enter the gate?" "Of course." He thus meant to ask whether he was likely to reach the city before the closing of the gates. But the countryman, rallying his stoutness, replied, "To be sure you will. A cartload of hay gets through. Why should not you?"
So if you didn't get that, it's basically like the peasant was laughing
mocking
at how fat this or how moderately a very fat and corpulent man. Goodness, I'm sorry. I can't even read on a page right now.
It's all right. It's kind of amazing. So Megan tested positive at the beginning of the week, and I was like to Megan, honestly, we're listening to your body. You tell me, we can also record later on, not on Sunday. We can do it any way you want. And she was like, no, it's fine. And I was just like, what a trooper, truly. I would give you applause.
Something to do.
Yeah.
I felt guilty. I've had so many lovely friends this week. Ello being one of them sent me a surprise book. I finally have an Italo Calvino to read. My other friend Marinka sent me a coloring book with coloring pencils that arrived yesterday, and it's just been really nice.
Well, I originally was going to send her cookies, and I was like, oh, but as I was about to buy them, I was like, she can't taste anything. What useless thing.
I mean, I'm glad you caught it, because I've caught myself like trying to smell things and stuff.
Yeah.
And it takes me a minute to realize that I haven't had smell or taste for days.
Yeah.
So, and I don't catch it, and I'm the person that's experiencing it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Great. So let's do another joke. This is a your mom joke. A young Florentine was going down to River Arno with one of those nets in which they wash wool, and met a frolicsome boy who, out of fun, asked him what birds he was going to catch with that net of his. I'm going to the brothel's outlet, replied the youth, to spread my net there and catch your mother. Mind you search the place carefully, retorted the boy, for you will be sure to find yours there also.
Oh. These are like so mean.
Well, they're sassy too.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Some of the other jokes we chose not to do because they either weren't as funny or a bit more
complicated.
Yeah,
not for today's episode.
Feeling a bit dense reading them, being like, I don't
understand
get
it.
Yeah. But these ones are funny. So, Ella, why don't you do our last of our selection from the facetiae?
Yeah. So, a man who had given his wife a valuable dress complained that he never exercises marital rights without it costing him more than a golden ducat each time. It is your fault, answered the wife. Why do you not, by frequent repetition, bring down the cost to one farthing?
Again, another just sassy one where she's like, it's your fault you spend so much money each time. You could lower the value and it wouldn't change.
Agreed.
So in the puns, which we got from punstoppable.com, which we started off with, there is one more. Well, there's a few more that I think are quite funny that deserve a rounding
mention.
Hello?
Yeah.
So how did murderers hide the body in medieval times?
How?
They start by dragging it. I love puns. I think they're hilarious.
Fair enough.
So, Ella, what happens when you Google the phrase, quote, missing medieval servant, end quote?
No idea.
It comes back with page not found. So for those of you who don't get that, because it took me with my COVID brain a moment the first time I read it, medieval servants were called pages.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last one that really did make me laugh. This is kind of more like a story one rather than an ask and tell. But it says, I went to a dad joke competition at Medieval Times last weekend. They called it the Game of Groans.
Lol.
I thought that was a really funny one.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining our little wee joke off this week.
And thanks for everything.
Thank
you. I'll round us off. Yeah. So if you've enjoyed this very short episode and want to learn more about what we do and what we record, please know that you can find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, or YouTube just by typing Modern Medieval the podcast. You can also find us on a more like social media base. On Instagram, our handle is podcast.modern.medieval. On Facebook, we've got both a group where you can participate or a page, and it's just type Modern Medieval Podcast. We are on email as well. If you want to email us any ideas, requests, criticism, anything you want, just type modern.medieval.podcast@gmail.com.
And then finally, we have Twitter. You can find us by typing either our handle, which is @medieval_modern, or just searching Modern Medieval, the podcast. Hopefully we should theoretically come up.
Thanks, Megan, for being a trooper and showing us what COVID life is like. And hopefully next week you'll be feeling better.
Fingers crossed I'll be able to taste and smell and enjoy food again. And thank you, Ella, for being understanding.
Oh no, it's the minimum, really.
Enjoy your walk in the snow.
Yeah, it snowed in London.
And until next time, I'm Megan.
And I'm Elo, and this is Modern Medieval, the podcast.
Doo, 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 doo.